Okay, so picture this. You're ambitious, you love the law, but you don't really want to be, the one arguing in court every day.
Right.
You're looking for a role that's like a mix of legal expertise and, being able to lead a team, make decisions, and let's be real, a good salary wouldn't hurt right now.
Absolutely.
Well, today's deep dive is all about that. We're going deep into the world of, get this, legal service managers. And to help us navigate this, we've got RoleCatcher.com, which is like way more than just your average job board. It's got all these tools and insights, really helps you stand out.
Yeah, and what I find really interesting about this role, this legal service manager, is that it really speaks to a need out there. Businesses, organizations, they all need people who get the law, but can also manage things, make sure everything runs smoothly.
Exactly. It's that perfect blend of the legal side and the leadership skills.
Yeah.
So let's break it down, shall we? What does a legal service manager actually do? RoleCatcher, they define it as overseeing the general management of a legal service office, which, okay, that was kind of broad, right?
It does. But when you think about it, it's really about ensuring that everything runs smoothly from a legal perspective. You're thinking about deadlines, making sure documents are filed correctly, that sort of thing. You're kind of like the conductor of an orchestra, making sure everyone's playing their part.
I like that, the conductor.
Yeah.
But okay, let's get into the nitty-gritty. We're talking about managing caseloads, which I imagine takes some serious organization.
Oh, absolutely. And it's not just about staying organized. It's about prioritization, figuring out which cases need immediate attention, which ones can maybe wait a little bit. It's a lot of strategizing, for sure.
And then there's the whole office administration side of it, which,
hmm
might not sound super exciting, but it's important.
It really is. You've got to keep the office running smoothly, manage budgets, maybe even handle some HR stuff. And one thing that RoleCatcher points out, and I think it's really key, is that a big part of this role is about working with all sorts of different clients.
Well, that's a great point.
Yeah.
Because, no two legal cases are the same, right?
Yeah.
You've got different people, different situations, different levels of legal understanding.
Exactly. So you need that empathy, that ability to connect with people, explain things in a way that makes sense to them. Building trust is huge in this role.
Okay, so we've established that this is a multifaceted role and, pretty interesting too. But let's be honest here. Every job has its ups and downs.
Of course.
So what are some of the perks and, well, maybe not so perks of being a legal service manager?
Well, let's start with the good stuff. One major plus, and this is something RoleCatcher highlights, is the earning potential. I mean, we're talking about a field where you can make a really good living.
Makes sense. You're basically responsible for making sure things run smoothly on the legal side. So, yeah, you should be compensated accordingly.
Right. But, and this is important, with that earning potential comes, high expectations. This
Yeah.
is a competitive field, and you got to be on top of your game, always learning and growing.
Which actually that ties into another pro that RoleCatcher mentions, job security. The need for legal services, it's not going away anytime soon.
It's true. But at the same time, and this is something they emphasize, the legal field is constantly changing, right? New laws, new technologies, you've got to be adaptable, always up for a challenge.
So it's you can't just get comfortable. You got to be a lifelong learner, ready for whatever comes your way.
Exactly. It keeps things interesting, that's for sure.
Okay, that's the good stuff. Now, what about the maybe not so glamorous parts of the job? What does RoleCatcher say about that?
Well, one thing they point out is that it can be a pretty stressful job at times. You're dealing with important stuff, people's lives, their businesses, and that can be a lot of pressure.
Yeah, it's not just about paperwork, right? You're making decisions that have a real impact on people. So how do you even start to prepare for all of that? The challenges, the opportunities, I mean, where do you even begin?
That's where RoleCatcher comes in. It's not just a job board. It's like having a career coach in your back pocket. They give you all these tools and insights, help you build the skills you need.
Okay, you've definitely piqued my interest. What kind of tools are we talking about? What makes RoleCatcher so different?
So you know how people always say, it's all about standing out? Well, RoleCatcher takes that seriously. They get that, especially in a field like law. You got to differentiate yourself, show what you bring to the table.
Right, because just sending out the same old resume to every law firm, that's not going to cut it.
Exactly. RoleCatcher, they use, get this, artificial intelligence to dissect job descriptions. They figure out exactly what employers are looking for, even if it's not, spelled out in the ad.
Wait, so it's like they've got this secret code cracking machine for job postings.
Kind of. They call it the skills profile, and it's basically a blueprint for your perfect resume. Imagine being able to tailor your resume so it hits all the right notes for that specific job.
Instead of just being like a general, here's my work history thing.
Yeah, you're showing them, I get you. I have what you need.
Smart. So no more generic resumes. Got it.
And there's more. They have this cool feature, scored CV resume. You upload your resume, and their AI tells you how well it matches up with certain job descriptions.
Whoa. So you can see how you stack up against the competition.
Exactly. It's like having a personal resume reviewer, but, without having to ask your friend to do it again.
That's awesome. Though, honestly, interviews still make me nervous. Like, what if I freeze up?
Well, remember those 120,000 interview questions.
How could I forget? It's a lot.
Right. But the cool thing is they've organized them by industry, by experience level, even by skill set. So you're not just practicing random questions, you're practicing the ones that really matter for your dream job.
Okay, that makes me feel a little better.
And for each question, they give you like approaches, sample answers, almost like a mock interview, but with, an AI.
It's way better than pacing back and forth trying to guess what they'll ask.
Right. And if you really want to up your game, they have this AI video feedback thing.
Video feedback, what's that?
So you record yourself answering practice questions, and the AI analyzes it, like your body language, how you sound, everything.
No way. It's like having a personal coach, but like less intimidating.
Totally. It helps you catch those little things, a nervous laugh, whatever, so you can fix them before the real deal.
RoleCatcher really goes all out. It's not just about getting you a job. It's about setting you up for success.
100%. But landing the job, that's just the first step, right?
Yeah.
What about figuring out where to go from there?
That's true. It's a career, not just a job. So does RoleCatcher help with that long-term planning stuff?
They do. They have this whole career stages section where they lay out the typical path, from starting out all the way up to being the legal service manager and beyond.
Like a roadmap for your career.
It's
like so it basically lays out all the different directions your career could go in. That's really helpful.
Yeah, and they get into the specifics too. Like they talk about how important process improvement skills are, even for like legal service coordinators, which is kind of an entry-level position.
Process improvement. Interesting. So even early on, you got to be thinking about making things run more efficiently.
It's huge. It shows you're thinking ahead, looking for ways to improve things.
Work smarter, not harder.
Right.
Right. But okay, it can't be all about processes and systems. What about the whole like networking, mentorship side of things?
RoleCatcher's got you covered. They have a whole section on networking, which I know can be a little intimidating for some people.
Yeah, networking events, sometimes they can feel a bit awkward, like, hi, nice to meet you, what do you do?
Right. But RoleCatcher, they frame it more about like building real relationships, going to industry events, joining organizations, finding mentors who can, show you the ropes.
So finding your people, right? The ones
Yeah.
who get it, who can offer support, advice, that kind of thing.
Exactly. Because even if you're amazing at what you do, it's always good to have people you can bounce ideas off of, get advice from.
It's like having a built-in support system right there in your professional life.
Mm.
So RoleCatcher, they're not just about getting your foot in the door. They're about helping you build a whole career.
That's the beauty of it. They give you the tools, the insights, everything you need to not just survive, but really thrive in the legal field.
It's like having a secret weapon, but for your career. So for anyone listening who's feeling that pull towards the legal world, remember, you don't have to figure it all out alone. Tools like RoleCatcher, they can give you that extra edge, that guidance to make it happen. And who knows, maybe someday you'll be the one mentoring someone else, helping them navigate their own legal career. But until then, keep learning, keep exploring, and most importantly, don't be afraid to reach out for guidance when you need it. And that's a wrap for today's deep dive. We'll be back next time with another exciting career path to explore. Until then, take care.